telling our stories, you know, and it's not always just for us, it's for everyone to get to experience us. So definitely we don't want to limit it only to the English-speaking people. So it's definitely an option that we should consider and that we are considering. So it's actually good to hear what you're saying.
And we are cheap.
And good.
Cheap is relative.
Yeah.
I think it's important to look at Nollywood itself, because what makes Nollywood so exciting is diversity and multilingualism. So it's an assumption that the Nollywood movies will be in English, which is easier to dub than the other indigenous languages. So if we look at the multilingualism, perhaps throughout Africa, there are indigenous languages that cannot be dubbed, obviously, because of the way of the language, and everything else. So I think subtitling is still key, but it's just not just subtitling literally either English, French, or Portuguese. It's in fact rewriting the dialogue to find the core element of the foreign language. And that's still going to be very important.
Yeah, I think to further stress is the cultural distancing that you will experience when doing this translation, because it's not just the words now, because every film has a cultural package, right? And from what one has experienced of some translations that's been done, so there's loss in translation, right? And from what I've experienced, from what I've heard from people who have seen some of the works translated into French from Nollywood, that loss is kind of experienced in a way. And one thing that is critical also is that in terms of those you use, you said you're beginning to use blacks now. What is done in other clients is a situation where you get professionals, people who act like him.
Who like her, the university people.
No, I'm not even talking about that is the translation of the text. That's the text, but in terms of delivery, you get to use the professionals who are also actors so that they can deliver the emotions.
Yeah, but
it's critical. Yeah. Right, so I'm just saying that because some that I've seen, maybe that's why you are moving in that direction now. But that's very good.
Excuse me.
That's very good.
One thing I'm not completely okay. We need to make some dubbing from film for sell the film in the markets.
Yeah.
But I think as producers, as my experience, we play a Congolese movie we shot in Lingala. We send in 28 countries, USA, Canada. We stay in Lingala, and people react well. And I'm sure the film that I see from my bro yesterday nights, if we translate in French, we lost.
That's what I'm saying.
45. Yes, I know. But I think the markets are very interested about film and cultural things. Yeah. And that's why if we put the level higher in the film, we can maybe definitely we lost big audiences. We know that because we independent. But I think we need to keep. Of course, we need to translate to get inside on the plane and all those stuff because we need to sell the film definitely. But I think we need to keep the artistic point of view. That's important.
Really sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
We'd like to welcome.
Obi Meloni wasn't being introduced because.
You should introduce yourself.
Bonjour. Bonjour. I'm sorry that I'm a bit late. I come from the UK, so I'm operating UK time. And we are 1 hour behind. Just to throw my heart in the discussion that is happening right now about translation.
They want to know you first.
I just said, my name is Obi Meloni. I'm the director of Last Flight to Abuja. And that is what I'm going to talk about. Last Flight to Abuja is not what was written on the text as the translation, because, in fact, my lawyers are already in contact with me. Serious, because the translation is so wrong. And I think that's what my Igbo, you know what Igbo means? My elder, my senior brother is there talking about the loss that you experience in trying to translate, or actually transliterate is the word. Transliterate, which is you trying to exchange words take a Nigerian word and exchange it for an English word or a French word, and you find that the meaning is lost. Because personally, with my knowledge, very small knowledge of French, trying to translate my title, Last Flight to Abuja, it would have been Le Dernier for Destination Abuja, or something like that. It is long, it is cumbersome, but at least it attempts to capture what I try to call my film. But to call it, what do you call it now? Aller sans retour means go and not come back. And I think it is very wrong. It is so wrong. That's not my film. Honestly, my lawyers are going to be in contact and would settle in court.
Which court? London? Hong Kong?
No. European court.
European court.
I don't want to intervene in the dubbing and subtitling. I'm going to write about that later on. But I was just very interested in watching Kunia Falayan's film yesterday, because it's not just a question of translating from English into French, or even from a Nigerian language into French. Because in that film, there were like 4 or 5 Nigerian languages. That, and in the translation, in the dubbing, you know that people are speaking of something that's not English, but you don't get a sense of the individual languages. So that presents a different and an additional layer of challenge to the translator, the dubber. I understand that, of course, producers and translators are working with other kind of financial imperatives which guide their own selections and choices.
But that's why I'm really glad to be here at the Nollywood Week, because for the time being we buy all our movies to Mnet in South Africa, and we get the scripts from them. So I would be really glad to be in direct contact with all the producers to have their, their own choice about the scripts and the translations, etc.
The better way to go.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.